What's good with the YouTube? You already know Big Flocka with a Convicts reaction where we smash, dash, and react. Please hit the like, subscribe, and comment, man, and hit that bell notification for future reactions. I'm going to start focusing on a lot of different things, right? I'm going to go to the East Coast, Midwest, prison channels, events out there in the world, communities, everything, man. And I want to talk about a channel on the East Coast, which is one of my favorite YouTube channels that doesn't get enough, I don't think they get enough publicity out here in the West Coast. And he's a friend of mine that I've met through YouTube. I've been on his channel. He's been on mine. And, man, he's a really solid dude, man. Chad Marks. Blood on the razor wire. You know what I'm saying? And let me go into this about blood on the razor wire, right? He did a long time in prison. He was sentenced to, like, I think over 20 years or 17 years, something like that, for distribution of cocaine. Some type of trafficking case, right? Where they just fucking gave him you know what I'm saying? Long-term sentences. You get what I'm saying? And Buck Roger dates and shit, you know what I mean? And if he would have been doing state time, he would have been out probably in 2 years. You know what I'm saying? But they elected to make an example of him. He was in Rochester, New York. For whatever reason they did, right? Okay. He did his time on numerous facilities, maintained solid his whole duration, right? Helped a lot of inmates when he started to get into the legal practices of learning the law and doing his research, separatizing cases and whatnot. One of the cases he did, he ended up winning, which was a big case. It set the precedent for the future cases in the federal courts, right? So he gets out and he establishes himself with a book, like not a legal practice, but an expertise practice, as well as a YouTube channel, man. And see, this is one dude that is what do you call altruistic, man. The word I always use is that he always does things without expecting attention or anybody to sit there and give him a pat on the back. He just does it, man. He doesn't judge you for your past, present, or future. As long as you ain't one of those sick, deviant individuals that does things to kids, hey, he gives everybody a free pass to sit there and prove themselves today, right? Much respect to Chad Marks. But what you're going to get on this channel is you're also going to get stuff about the Bureau of Prisons. You know what I'm saying? Good war stories, good interviews. You know, you're going to get a different variety. And he's also starting to branch off into different things, kind of like how 1098 Jake started to do the rap reactions or the rap news. So he's like a lot of us, right, who are looking for the foresight of the future that the prison genre, yeah, it's always going to be there to a certain extent, but you're still boxed in with a limited base of what you can do. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of us are trying different things, and it's like throwing spaghetti at the wall. We're trying to see what's going to stick. And he's doing the same thing, man. And he's going to make it. You know what I mean? I think he's close to over 100-something thousand subscribers. Channel just blew up, man. But I have nothing but positive things to say about him as a human being, as a man, as one that gives back to the community without expecting others to applaud him or anything like that. He just does it. You know what I'm saying? He's about his business in a positive fashion. You know what I mean? And you know, like I had a discussion with him before. I was like, you know, I see all the great things that you're doing. Don't forget to take time for yourself, though, man. Because a lot of times we forget that, you know. And that's the only suggestion I have for the brother over there is that. But if you guys want some really good content, man, check out Chad Marks, man. You know, he's a real one. He's a good dude. He's humble. He's respectful. You know, he's a prime example of a rehabilitated former convict. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have no axe to grind. He doesn't sit there and look for issues of the past, you know, to blame the system or whatnot. He's there to try to fix the system, man, which is what we need more of, man. You know, this YouTube stuff at times, it gets too many personas, too many alpha males, and too many people who start to become a distraction. And he's been able to do a pretty good damn job of deflecting all those who try to sit there and direct him down a different path. You know what I'm saying? He got a little heat when he did the interview with me, but hey, he knows where I stand today and what I do and what I believe in. You know what I'm saying? And unless you walked in my shoes, who's there to really judge me? Because you can't say shit unless you walk those shoes. But in any event, man, you know, he's definitely a channel that I see maybe doing bigger things, man. And I think that the most important thing that he needs to be recognized for is the stuff that he does helping former convicts who've been fucked over in the system, man. That he takes the time to look at cases and find those loopholes and see who's, you know, how he can help them win their cases. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of injustices, right? And you could be an attorney that's went to all these famous law schools and did all this, you're still not going to put in that energy to look at certain things that certain lawyers, if you really went into depth in detail, you find certain things that you can attack in the court. Chad Marks has been able to find those things, man. You know what I'm saying? And with that, he's been able to overturn a lot of different cases, help people get out, and pretty much kind of be I'm gonna say kind of a pioneer for the federal bureau system. I mean, like in what he did, because he can talk about this on his channel. He can discuss all the details, and you got a lot of us, man, have done different things as far as that have paid tribute to, our past. You know what I'm saying? Have been pioneers in different ways, man. And I think that if you get all the positive people who have that focus and all the components together, and you put it all together, man, you got a well-oiled machine, man. That if we were all more together, East Coast, West Coast, fucking, instead of all the bickering, you would have a lot more production and a lot more support from the public, man. Let's not forget that those that have YouTube channels, that you're a reflection of all those who are set to come home someday. You're a reflection of those that when the board sees people in the future, they see you. You know what I'm saying? So when we conduct ourselves right, it's okay to be jokeful and this and that. And I mean, sometimes even talk shit and get mad. But remember, professionalism must always be maintained no matter what. Emotions, feelings, and reactions sometimes can do more damage than good. You know what I mean? But anyways, man, there's not too much I can really elaborate more on Chad Marks except for telling you guys check out his channel. He's out in New York. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he stays in New York now, but that's where he's originally from. He's been to a whole lot of different USP prisons, you know what I mean? Which means those are the more, you know what I'm saying? He ran with the woods in there, had to do what he had to do, associate with who he associated with, even though he grew up around a whole different crowd out there in the streets. And I think he's going to have, there's different doors that may open for all of us, man. Like I got something coming up next month, man, that's going to be a big opportunity for me. And we're going to see how much it assists me in what I do right here on YouTube. And I see people like him and others that came into this, maybe that they could do more than what we're doing on YouTube, man. Because this YouTube stuff is starting to become nothing more than a campaign, political campaign at times. Glikas, right? It's like a fucking prison yard and shit. You got the glikas over here, this person, and you know what I mean, the backstabbing. You have all that, man. People gotta step away from that and focus on the greater good. And you don't always have to see eye to eye with how someone views or what they do. But if they play a position that's trying to help the community in any form or fashion, you gotta rock with it, man. We got enough people who want to stand in the way of what us prison genre channels do. This is not a prison genre channel. This is a reaction channel right here. But I'm speaking as far as all those I've met along the way in this path on YouTube, man. It's been an interesting journey, man. And fortunately, I've been able to meet people like fucking Chad Marks. Really good dude. With that said, much respect, say your boy Flacco. I'm out.